Meet Carlos Vigil. Carlos was a teenager from New Mexico who strove to make a difference in his community. Those who were close to him knew him as a friend, a son, and a leader. But Carlos's life was not easy. Despite his promise and his gifts, Carlos struggled under the hardships of bullying. But Carlos wasn't the sort of person who accepted these wrongs. When Carlos represented New Mexico at the National Youth Conference, he presented a proposal that he hoped would lead the country down a path toward a brighter future. He wrote, "Although many Americans don't view bullying as a prominent danger, it is. Bullying has become a problem in today's society that needs immediate action to save and protect the youth across the nation." Mere weeks after presenting his proposal to combat bullying, Carlos took his own life. Rather than dwell on his death, we need to focus on the impact of his life. Because Carlos had a vision, he dreamed of an America in which he and other teens could live in peace. And we have a duty to bring about the change that Carlos envisioned. Once we are able to recognize that this immense problem exists, how do we move forward? There are several prominent schools of thought, including the traditional educational approach, resistance training, and an innovative new perspective on bullying. Let's take a look. Number 1. Carlos Vigil's proposal advocated the traditional approach to bullying with several twists. Under his legislation, schools would be required to reprimand bullying offenses with punishment that mimicked the penalties for assault and battery. His proposal also called for the implementation of student workshops to teach students how to respond to bullying. Finally, Carlos added a program in which children would learn to become student mediators and resolve issues with their peers without bullying or violence. Carlos's proposal effectively did two things. First, it standardized the nation's approach to anti-bullying efforts. Secondly, it revolutionized our methods by teaching children to mediate conflicts alongside adults. Number 2. Resistance training. The idea behind this proposal is to combat bullying from the opposite angle from traditional methods. Rather than simply teach children how not to bully, this method teaches children how not to be bullied. It gives them armor and a shield with which to protect themselves, and it follows that the bully will soon grow bored and cease to torment them. Jack Ellis, a student from Minnesota, created a proposal that would accomplish just this. Under his proposal, all schools would be required to implement resiliency programs for their students, in addition to the current policies. He wrote, "Resiliency programs teach America's youth how to be strong when faced with a bullying situation. Young people must learn to negotiate their own needs and advocate for themselves in a mature manner." This is an alternative method that Congress could use in conjunction with existing programs. Number 3. Not all changes have to do with legislation. We can gain incredible headway by adopting new attitudes toward bullying. This is what Rachel's Challenge attempts to do. This organization was founded from the philosophies of Rachel Joy Scott, a teenager who was killed in the 1999 Columbine shootings. The idea behind this program is to approach bullying not with legislation or punishment or resistance, but with kindness. Rachel's Challenge teaches students how to embody Martin Luther King Jr.'s quotation, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." It's time to face the immense bullying problem in America, whether we approach the situation with punishment, resistance, or understanding. It's time to take action on local, state, and national levels. It's time to protect our children so they can grow up without the fears of harassment or torment. It's time to rewrite bullying in America.